Alrighty, welcome back to another video. My name is Hamish. I am the founder of ATech AI and also now the founder of the AI Foundry. As a matter of fact, be practical. Definitely consider joining this group, guys, especially in AI. And if you're confused and you're worried about privacy and what AI actually looks like for you, and if you want AI that actually works for you, then the AI Foundry is the secret hub that is required. I can show you a quick sneak peek here what's happening. So all the code and any projects that I build on the channel here on YouTube, I will post the code in full to the school community as well. Any tools or any recommended options that I think is viable, and in particular, if you look at this one here, for example, yes, it is online tools. However, Vappy can operate using offline AI and offline voices as well, completely using your own servers. However, these ones are purely online, hence why I labeled it online as well. So I've tried to make it as transparent as possible for you guys, and I am creating an offline AI list as well. So definitely do consider joining the school community. It is just $27 a month, and we do have 3 members so far. We definitely need a lot more, of course. And if you haven't seen my latest video, I have just posted this one. The simple AI project can make anyone a developer, nice and easy there. And we're actually going through some vibe coding things here with my student Jacob, who's actually part of the school community as well. Right, what's the point of today's video? Well, OpenAI kind of dropped a bit of a bombshell on us, and what's happened is they've released this. This is called Codex, and if you've never seen GitHub before, don't get too scared. Basically, GitHub is, well, I'll show you. It is a place where developers literally just put their code, right? And because developers are so nice and they have, they're very humble people, they literally expose their code to the world for free. And we as amateur developers, we can go ahead and take inspiration from their work and create something of our own that becomes ours and completely unique. So why am I telling you all this? Because Codex is something that OpenAI has released, and it allows anybody with a computer to do exactly that. Create anything you like at a moment's notice with your vision turned into a actual visual vision on screen without any code editors or any kind of technological requirements at all. Okay, it just runs completely in your terminal. You do not need any code editors to run this. So it's very similar to Ada, if you guys have used that before in the past. Right, so the OpenAI Codex CLI. Do not get scared by looking at just a terminal, alright? Yes, it is working in a terminal, and maybe there will be a user interface or a GUI or desktop version coming out for this. We don't know yet. But for now, I think the CLI is perfect option for most use cases, right? And you can see how easy it is. All you have to do is just type in Codex and -M, choose the model, and then you're away. You're literally away. And it creates everything for you, everything you need within that directory. So we're actually gonna install this live right now. I have not installed this before, and we're gonna do it live, and we're gonna see how good this actually is at developing stuff. All right, cool. So we're gonna go to a new tab here. This is my instance for OpenWebUI, and we're now going to go through the installation process. So it's just as simple as installing this rather. Okay, now that's going through the installation process. While it's doing that, I'm just going to grab my OpenAI API key and then run this a command. So if you've never run this before, it's just as simple as copying this, going to your terminal. Same applies to Mac or Windows, okay? And you would just go export OpenAPI key, and then you would obviously paste your key in there. Set my OpenAI API key. Just a quick disclaimer, do not ever expose your API keys unless you are using them for publicly, if you want them to be publicly available, then that's fine. But if you are using them privately, do not ever expose your API key to anybody. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Cool. Now we have set everything up that we need. Now how this works is you basically navigate to a directory. So I'm going to go to my downloads, and I'm going to make a directory, and it's called Codex. Okay, I'm going to cd into that, right? And all I've just done through code, right? Well, it's not really code, it's just commands, right? Through commands, I've navigated to my downloads folder, and I've created a Codex folder. That's literally all I've just done, and I'm now in that Codex folder via the terminal instead of the Explorer. Okay, that's the fundamental difference. Okay, now that we've done this process, let's see what we need to do next. Okay, should be just as easy as Codex. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what's going on here? It can be dangerous to run a coding agent outside of a Git repo in case there are changes that you want to revert. Do you want to continue? Okay, I see. So what this is telling me is that I should initialize a Git repository. Now, if you don't know what Git is, you can just install that very easily by just searching for, not that, if you search for just, and then you'll see this one here, and then you can just hit download for whichever operating system you're on and go through that process. All right, very, very crucial. Now we're gonna go, I'm gonna clear this out. I'm gonna go git init. All right, now we have a empty repository. Now we can go Codex again, and now it doesn't come up with that error. Why? Because there's a Git repository that's essentially controlling each and every aspect of what's going on. If you don't have that, the AI will have no reference as to what changes it made like 5 steps ago, for example. Okay, so the Git control is very important, and that's how developers control their development versions and have done for, I mean, decades now. So yeah, if we've been doing it for decades, then the AI can do it as well. Cool. So now we have a whole directory set up here. I'm gonna close my coding editor, right? Completely quit that. Windsurfer's now closed. All right, let's see what it can do. I'm very, very excited to see. So build a one-page HTML website using Tailwind, CDN, and JS. The website is about cheese and how wonderful it is for your health. It's not really, but yeah, we're just having some fun here. Cool. So we're using O4 Mini here, and this is going to cost me a lot of money, but you know, the content is king, so that's fine. I say it's going to cost me a lot of money. Let's actually see how much, because I haven't actually seen what, there we go, O4 Mini actually costs. Oh, you know what? It's actually not that badly priced. It's $1.10 input and $4.40 output. I think that's, for a reasoning model, I think that's quite reasonable. Okay, yeah, that's all G. All right, so it's created something here, and it's asking us to give a command. So let me just have a quick look at it here. Okay, let's actually put some facts about cheese in here and doing all those things. Cool, sweet as. Allow command, let's do it. Okay, cool, so it's done now. And there it is, there's the file. So let's open this in the browser. There is the power of cheese, ladies and gentlemen. We have now created a website about cheese in a matter of seconds without even opening a code editor. I mean, does it get any better than this? I mean, I know it's not the best looking website. It's very basic, it's very average, but again, as we've seen from my previous videos, clearly that can be solved through some very basic prompt engineering. The fact that we can get set up this quickly without any issues with installation, no major setup required except for exporting an API key, and that API key only gets exported, I should also mention, for that terminal session only. As soon as you close the terminal or the command prompt, that the API key will be destroyed. It will be non-existent. It was never there. So yeah, it's complete security, transparency. Like it's fine in that sense. The only problem with this, of course, is that yes, it's using online AI, right? Because it's made by OpenAI. There are other alternatives, as I mentioned, like Ada, for instance, that allow you to connect to pretty much any AI model you please. In particular, for our case, because we are offline AI nuts, OLAM models, right? Very, very important for us. So I think, you know what? I'm going to put these two to the test now. All right, ladies and gents, we are going to have a showdown. Ada versus Codex. All right, let's see who builds a better website. So both in the same directories. All I have to do is go Ada sub. Okay. Actually, I'm going to make a separate directory for this. Ada. Okay. And now we can go Ada sub tree only model GPT 4.1. GPT 4.1. Lovely. Okay, so we're asking to build a one-page HTML website about the history of cheese and its health benefits using Tailwind, CDN, and JS. The design must be elegant, premium, and vibrant. And for the color scheme, I'm not actually specifying specific colors this time. I'm just going to say color scheme is premium. I do feel like the more intelligent these models become, the less specific requirements you actually need to specify to them, unless you have some, again, specific requirements, right? Or like some actual things that's necessary for the AI to know. But if you don't really care about how the design looks, and because you're confident that it's always going to produce a good quality product, then just something basic like this for testing purposes is absolutely okay in my eyes. Cool. So I'm going to type it here, and we're going to go and go. All right, let's see what happens. Right, so GPT 4.1 on Ada has it's already off to the races, mate. It's gone. And meanwhile, Codex is still having some things here. It's having some conversations with itself. It's trying to think from here. That's Ada, and this is Codex. Okay. So let's scroll down and see the differences. So I think straight away, this I think stands out a lot more, but this maybe looks a bit cleaner. This has a bit of a menu as well, but the color's not exactly correct. The information here is kind of laid out better, but this visually kind of appeals more. So we have some very interesting differences here, and let's bear this in mind, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? We have used exactly the same models. We've just used different coding editors to actually make this happen. Yeah, okay, so we can see again the health benefits of cheese. Ada decided to go for a list, whereas Codex decided to go for a card type of scenario here, which is very fascinating. And the fun cheese facts, they both work, and I think Ada has done a much better job of presenting that as opposed to Codex. So what can we take away from this? Well, I think we have seen that both, I mean, they're both exactly the same model, so like, you know, it's exactly a neutral test, but the difference really is between how these terminal-based editors actually work behind the scenes. So you can see here that we have some lint errors, right? So if I go fix any lint errors, for example, and you know, it can just go in and do that, and now it's found some more errors there, so we're gonna fix those. Excellent. Okay, so now we don't have any errors, and the site looks pretty much, oh, just give it a refresh actually. Yeah, the sites look okay. They don't look too bad. I don't know, it's a hard one. It's a really tough one to decide which one is better. I guess we'll have to create something more complicated. Go back to our trusty notes. Nice. Okay. Create some sort of wizard-based tool so the user can figure out what type of cheese they are into. That's a really good one actually. Okay, cool. And we're gonna give it to both. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, Codex thinks about, even though we're using GPT 4.1, it's still thinking about what it's doing. So that's very interesting. So something's definitely happening behind the scenes there before it actually creates something. However, with Ada, it just, yeah, as soon as the request goes through, bang, it is away. And as I said in my previous video, GPT 4.1 is considered a medium speed model. I mean, you can see here from the speeds, this is crazy, right? Okay, so Ada has finished. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait until Codex is complete as well. I'm quite excited to see what this tool looks like now. Okay, so as you can see, whenever Codex has finished writing the code, it doesn't actually give you any commands or any like options to actually view or open that, right? Whereas in Ada, it does. It's asking me here, do I want to open this file? And if I don't know anything about, you know, terminal base or like, you know, how to open HTML files in a browser, that's very convenient for me, right? I can just press Y, enter, and it's gonna open the page for me there, right? I think that's already like, I mean, I do have to give a point to Ada just for that, I feel. So let's refresh both the pages anyway, and let's see what we're working with. So we asked it for some sort of wizard or a tool that can identify to us what type of cheese we like. So cheese discovery wizard here, and okay, Codex has Codex done anything? Where's the wizard? Let me just full screen that first. Okay, no, the wizard is not. So has that created a separate file perhaps? No, it's just updated it. Right, so okay, we're just gonna test out the Ada wizard then, because obviously Codex, something went wrong there. So what texture do you prefer? I quite like a soft, maybe a semi-soft cheese. What flavor profile do I enjoy? Ooh, I do like a sharp and nutty. I do like that. How adventurous are you with cheese? Classic and familiar, open to new flavors. I guess I'm open to new flavors. Ooh, that's beautiful. You might love, I'm definitely not, I didn't say that properly. Anyway, the English language is complicated. A Swiss cheese with a nutty complex flavor. And you know what? It's really funny that it did that, because in my mind, when I answered the question of nutty, the first cheese that came to my mind was actually Swiss cheese. So that's brilliant. That's already off to a fantastic start. Ada has won this round for sure. So I asked Codex, where's the wizard? I can't see it on the website, and it said that the find your cheese button. Okay, find your cheese. Mate, it's nowhere to be seen. Okay, I can't see the find your cheese button. This is crazy. And again, this is costing money, right? This is costing you money right now because you're using OpenAI's models. So you want something that's efficient and can get the job done quick and easy without burning through credits. And as you can see here as well, Ada does provide you with exactly how many tokens were sent, how many were received, and what was the cost per message, and how much it's costing you for the entire session. So it's completely transparent and upfront every single time. Whereas with Codex, you don't get to see that. You have to probably manually go to the dashboard or the OpenAI platform to see how much you actually spent in developing this product. Whereas with Ada, it shows you exactly how much is being spent. And let's also not forget, shall we, with Ada, you can choose any model you want. So if you have a really powerful offline AI system, you can utilize Ollama models directly inside Ada and just go crazy with your development, again, without a code editor. So that's the reason why we're comparing Codex with Ada, because Ada was already out in the market and it's already dominating at the moment in terms of terminal-based code editing. And now OpenAI has released this tool called Codex, which is very similar to Claude Code as well, which is also available in research preview. But I still think Ada is topping it at the moment, man. Like I think it's not bad. So it has updated the code here and it said that it added the button. Let's see where it is. It's still not here. This is what is happening right now. This is so cheese history.html. Yes. Am I missing it? Because I can't see it at all. And I'm not allowed to open the code editor, so I can't even like, view the file. Where is that? Big gold and clearly visible below the subtitle in the hero area. Okay, let me just see here. It's the same file. And this will be the Ada one. This is the one we just looked at. I mean, this must be hallucinating like crazy because I don't think it knows that it hasn't done the changes. Okay, so Codex is clearly getting a bit confused with what's happening right now, and as a result of that, we don't even have a button to open the wizard. I'm gonna clear to reset it. There's no button to open the wizard. I'm quite disappointed at this. Okay, so the reason why I did this command here, because that's how you add files in Ada. For example, like there's no other files in here obviously, so it won't be able to show me, but yes, that's how you add them. So I thought you could do that here, but it looks like you just do that with natural language in Codex. So using the cheese history HTML, add a button to open the wizard, please. Okay, perfect. Okay, I mean, I don't even know what that shell command is, but let's see. Copy. I don't know what that is. I don't know why it's created that. All I asked it was just to edit this file, and it still hasn't even added the button. Okay, well, it is still going, but okay. What the hell is this? What has this done? This is nothing. This is just nothing. Okay, I'm getting pissed off with this now. My conclusion is that clearly Ada, I mean, you can see how much time I had to put into Codex to actually like get something up and running, and it's not even working properly. Whereas with Ada, it's absolutely perfect and it's just stunning. So yeah, I think my conclusion is Codex definitely has some work to do. It has some catching up to do, but it is off to the right start and it is open source, so we can develop it further and we can enhance it. Yeah, that is my conclusion, I guess. If you are going to use a terminal based editor, Codex is going to be okay for you to get started with, but if you want some serious work done, Ada is definitely your best choice as well. So the website is just ada.chat. You can just get started very quickly here. All right, it's nothing too complicated at all. It's very simple to get started. So yes, and if you need a full-fledged solution, then of course Windsurf as well is a very good option. I've been talking about this a lot in my previous videos as well, and there is a completely free tier as well. And what this is a completely user interface based code editor, and you can just copy paste code in there and like write your own, or you can use Cascade, which is their built-in AI agent, to actually do some cool stuff there as well. And yes, if you need any kind of like or automated based code editing solutions, then yes, you can utilize this. If you are VS Code man or woman, you can also use Klein, and the reason why I'm suggesting Klein is because it's completely open source for one, and it can use offline AI models as well. So, and it can connect to MCPs and do all this kind of cool stuff as well. So, and it's all built into VS Code as just as an extension, which is really good. So you don't have to install anything new, just have to download VS Code, just have to use VS Code and then set up client and create the account, and you are away. Completely free of charge as well to use. So yeah, there are some options there for you to do some really cool AI based coding stuff and create the product of your dreams that you always imagined was possible but never thought would ever come to fruition. Yeah, now times have changed. All right, your imagination is your only limitation. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do consider liking, sharing and subscribing. Your support definitely does motivate me to continue creating some amazing content like this. It is a shame that we came to the conclusion that we did today. I was expecting a lot more, but I think Codex can definitely grow from this and evolve from this. Now if this is just a starting point, then yeah, we're gonna come to something really cool. And of course with all the great APIs that OpenAI already has, like the computer use and all that kind of stuff, everything that Claude has as well, I think it's just gonna add to the mix. But yes, again, if you need a full-fledged programming solution off the bat, Ada is your best choice for now. Cool, thanks so much for watching. Like, share and subscribe.